I'm 8, and I think grown-ups make everything more complicated than it has to be. I don't understand why they look so serious when they hold a glass, like the drink is telling them a secret. At family parties, everyone laughs louder when they have those shiny cups, so I guess whatever's inside must be the funny part. I like watching them. The way people start hugging more, or repeating the same stories but smiling bigger. It looks like a club where the ticket is just being older. I can't wait to join. I think that's why I sneak sips sometimes, from the leftover glasses after the grown-ups go to the kitchen. Not big ones, tiny tastes that make my tongue feel warm and my cheeks feel silly, like they're stretching into a smile I didn't even think of. I know I'm not supposed to, but it feels like trying on adulthood for a second, like borrowing someone else's shoes that are too big but still fun to walk around in. And I like the idea that something can make people less stressed, less tired, less sad. I want that feeling. I want to be someone who isn't afraid of anything. Someone who can walk into a room and be instantly liked because he's relaxed and cool like my Uncle Mark, who always seems like he's having the best time when he's on his third beer. I think being a grown-up is mostly about being able to decide things for yourself, like when to go to sleep and whether to wear socks and how much juice, well, not juice, but, grown-up juice, you get to pour. When I grow up, I'll go to parties and everyone will know me, and I won't be shy or awkward or the kid who talks too quietly. I'll laugh loudly, the way adults do when the music is too loud and they don't even care. I'll have friends who stay late and talk about important things I pretend to understand now. Right now I pretend a lot. I pretend I'm not scared when I hear Dad come home late and clumsy. I pretend I don't notice when Mom's smile looks tired instead of happy. I pretend the shouting is just grown-up talking, even though it makes my stomach twist. I pretend the smell in the living room doesn't mean anything, even though part of me knows it does. But that's their world, not mine. When I'm big, I'll do it differently. I'll drink only to have fun, not to get angry. I'll be the kind of adult who stays gentle. I'll never yell because of something in a bottle. I'll be better. I'll be the version of a grown-up I see only for short moments. When everyone's relaxed and telling jokes and the lights are soft and there's music and someone says, "This is nice." I like those moments. I collect them in my head like stickers. I want a life that feels like that all the time. I think when I'm older, alcohol will help me be brave. Right now, I get nervous when people look at me too long, or when the teacher asks me to read out loud and my throat closes up. But at the parties, the grown-ups aren't nervous. They talk over each other and don't care if they mix up words. I want that. I want to be someone who doesn't worry about saying the wrong thing. I want to feel loose, not tight like a knot. Sometimes I imagine my future self at a big table with friends, holding a glass like it's no big deal, laughing without thinking. No awkward pauses, no "sorry, can you repeat?" No shaky hands, just confidence pouring out like the drink itself. And I'll never drink alone, only with people I love. I'll never get mean. I'll never break things or promises. I'll never forget important stuff. I'll be in control. Kids say that a lot. When I grow up, I'll be in control. I think control means you get to choose which feelings stay and which ones go. Adults say alcohol helps you relax, and I like the idea of relaxing. I don't relax much now. I worry that Mom will cry again, or that Dad will slam the door, or that my friends will stop liking me if I'm too quiet. But when the grown-ups drink, all those things dissolve for a while. They smile more. They forget the things that hurt. Maybe I want to forget too, sometimes. But mostly I want to feel like I'm part of something. Like I'm not the kid standing in the hallway, peeking into a room full of laughter and hoping someone notices me. When I grow up, I'll be someone people want around. I'll be funny. I'll be brave. I'll be the kind of person who doesn't get swallowed by his own worries. And if the secret is in those glasses, then I want to learn it. I know adults say kids shouldn't drink, but adults also look happiest when they do. So maybe it's one of those things that makes sense only when you're older, like taxes or why dogs tilt their heads when you talk. All I know is, when I'm grown, I'll use it right. I'll use it to have fun, to belong, to feel lighter. I won't let it turn me into someone scary. I promise. I'll be a good version of a grown-up. A kind one. The kind who laughs without hurting anyone. The kind who never comes home angry. the kind who doesn't disappear inside his own head. When I grow up, alcohol will just be part of the fun, that's all. Just fun. I believe that. I really do. I think.
I don't remember my first real drink, not the taste of it anyway, but I remember the feeling that came after, that soft unwinding inside my chest, like someone finally loosened the ropes I'd quietly gotten used to living with. I didn't think much of it then. I just thought, oh, so this is what being normal feels like, being relaxed, belonging, being the version of myself I always hoped would show up on command. Funny thing is, I spent years chasing that first unwinding, long after it stopped coming. At the beginning, it was small, harmless, a beer after work, a glass at a party, a little buzz to smooth the edges after a rough day. And there were always rough days, so I always found excuses. I told myself I was just trying to feel light, the way adults had looked to me when I was a child, watching them from the hallway. Back then, they seemed free. Now I know most of them were just trying to escape themselves for a few hours. I became one of them without even noticing. The first real choice I made was staying late after my co-workers invited me out for just one drink. I wanted to fit in so badly it hurt. They ordered rounds and laughed at jokes I pretended to understand, and I laughed too loudly just to keep pace. I told myself it was bonding. Maybe it was. Or maybe it was the first night I ignored the voice in me that whispered, "You don't need this." Years blurred after that. Not dramatically. No fireworks, no sudden collapse. Just slow drift. One drink to loosen up, one to celebrate, one to forget. One because the silence in the apartment felt too sharp. Another because someone else poured it. Another because why not? Compromises add up like grains of sand. You don't notice the weight until you're buried. I missed small things first. A call from my sister, a weekend I promised my son, a morning jog I swore I'd start. Then bigger things, anniversaries, opportunities, pieces of myself I thought were permanent, and each time I told myself I'd fix it later, when life felt steadier, when the storms passed. But the storms were inside me, not around me. I didn't drink to have fun. Not really. I drank because the quiet scared me, because the thoughts I had when I was sober felt too heavy to hold, because the version of myself I became without a drink was shaky, unsure, still that little boy hoping someone would laugh with him. Alcohol didn't make me brave. It made me disappear faster. I wish I could say the worst moments woke me up. They didn't. Losing jobs, losing people, losing whole days to blackouts. I always found a story to explain them away. It's temporary. I'm stressed. It's just a phase. Funny how much damage can hide behind those sentences. The truth is, I wasn't cruel, I wasn't violent, I wasn't the stereotype, I was just absent. Half there. Blurry around the edges. The people I loved learned to stop expecting promises from me because I kept breaking them without meaning to. I missed my son's first piano recital. I promised I'd go. I promised twice. I even bought flowers and left them on the kitchen counter, telling myself I had time. But then there was a quick drink with a colleague who needed to vent, and then another. I walked into the house at midnight and saw the flowers wilted, and for a moment the shame was so loud I could barely breathe. I wish I could say I quit soon after. I didn't. I slowed down, then sped up again, then slowed down. Life became a series of attempts and excuses. I kept thinking there would be a perfect moment to stop. A clean Monday morning, a fresh start, the universe tapping me on the shoulder and saying, "Now." That moment never came. What came instead were smaller realizations, like waking up one morning and realizing I hadn't tasted food properly in months, or sitting on the edge of the bed and noticing my hands shake even when I wasn't cold. Or the day I looked at my reflection and didn't recognize the eyes staring back. Not angry, not sad, just tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. The thing that finally broke through wasn't a tragedy. It was my son, older now, putting his hand on mine and saying quietly, "You don't have to drink to be here with me." He didn't say it like an accusation. He said it like a truth he had carried alone for too long. That was the first moment I saw clearly how much time had slipped away, how much of my own life I'd blurred just trying not to feel certain things. I sobered up slowly, clumsily, with more stumbles than victories. And even years later, the damage sits in corners of my memory like dust. I'll never fully sweep out. I didn't become the man I pictured as a child, the calm one, the gentle one, the strong one who always knew how to show up. Instead, I became someone who hid inside a bottle because it felt easier than facing myself. I don't hate who I became. I understand him now. He was scared. He wanted to belong. He wanted relief. He wanted softness in a world that didn't offer much. But he paid for that softness with years he can't get back. What I know now, what I learned late, too late to rewrite most of it, is that alcohol never gave me what I thought it did. It didn't make me brave. It didn't make me funnier. It didn't make me lovable. It just numbed the parts of me that needed attention, not anesthesia. I used it to fill silences that could have taught me something, to blur feelings I should have faced, to avoid decisions I needed to make. If the boy I once was could see me now, he wouldn't be angry. Kids don't do anger like that. He'd just ask, "Why did you think you needed it?" And I still don't have a simple answer. Maybe I never will. What I do have is a quieter life now. A life with fewer people, fewer parties, fewer reasons to pretend. Mornings that feel like fresh snow, nights that don't ache, hands that still shake sometimes, but not from withdrawal, from age. I don't offer advice. I don't believe in telling anyone how to live. All I can say is this: if you're standing where I once stood, reaching for something to take the edge off, make sure you're not sanding away pieces of yourself in the process. I thought alcohol would make me more alive. Instead, it made whole years disappear. You think you're buying celebration. What you're really spending is time. And time doesn't give refunds. I don't know what you'll choose for your own life. I just know what I chose, and what it cost me. If there's anything left to say, it's not a lesson. I don't have those anymore. Life took that tone out of me. What I have now feels more like a small, folded thought I keep in my pocket. Something I touch with the tips of my fingers when the house gets too quiet. I spent so many years thinking there would be a perfect moment to start over. A clean page waiting just ahead if I could only reach it. But there is no ahead, not really. There are just days, one on top of the other, and the tiny choices you make inside them. Most of mine were made while I was trying not to feel things that needed feeling. I tell you this not because I regret everything. Regret is too big a word, too dramatic. It's simpler than that. I just wish I had been more present for my own life. I wish I had watched the sunsets I rushed past. I wish I had listened when someone laughed at one of my jokes. I wish I had stayed awake through the moments that mattered instead of numbing them. But wishing doesn't rewind anything. It just puts a hand on your shoulder and reminds you you're still here. And being here, even at this age, even with the years behind me blurred like a rain-streaked window, is something. It means I can still notice the small things, the sound of a kettle clicking off, the smell of freshly cut grass from a neighbor's yard, the quiet hum of evening when the world finally exhales. It means I can still choose what I do with the time that didn't slip away. If the boy I used to be is listening, I hope he knows I didn't forget him on purpose. I just lost him for a while in the noise. And if someone else is listening, someone younger, someone standing where I once stood, I won't tell you what to do. I don't believe in that anymore. I'll only say this: your life isn't waiting for you somewhere in the future. It's happening now, between breaths, even in the messy parts. Don't look away from it the way I did. Or do. It's your path, not mine. I'm just the old man at the end of it, telling you how it felt to walk this far with my eyes half closed. Whatever you choose, I hope you stay awake for it. That's all. I thought alcohol would give me the courage to live. Instead, sobriety gave me the courage to remember. And remembering, it turns out, is its own kind of mercy.